Okay, I thought today I'd show you how to make a really simple landscape picture using shapes and fill effects on Publisher 2010. This is really simple, and I got this idea because somebody approached me once saying about landscape backgrounds, and when they were searching for illustrations of landscape backgrounds, they were finding things they liked, but they always had this watermark on them. And when you're looking for something good quality, that's often the case, that you won't be able to get it without paying for it. So using this picture today as a little bit of an inspiration, I just want to show you something very quick and easy that you can do that gives a very similar effect using just a few simple things on Publisher. So here's my Bank Publisher sheet, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a rectangle shape for my background. You'll have to excuse this today because my mouse is playing up a bit. I just want to fill the page like that. I want to get rid of the outline, and then I'm going to give this a sky colour. Now the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to choose gradient first. I'm going to go to more gradient, and I'm going to choose two blue colours that I like. You could choose the presets if you wanted to, because there are different ones there, but the effect I want needs to be a deeper colour and more controlled, so I'm going to choose two colours. First colour I'm going to choose is this blue here, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to choose this darker blue here, and I'm going to have it so it's darker at the bottom of the page, fading up to a lighter colour, just like that. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, I think, so that you get more of the darker colour at the bottom end. Now I'm going to add my grass. I'm going to copy this rectangle and paste it back on top of itself. I'm going to go to Drawing Tools, and I'm just going to change the colours on the gradient that I had before. So I'm going to choose this for that green and a darker green with this. I'm choosing colours that I've already got there, but of course if you wanted something else you could go to more colours and find something more to your taste, and I probably will do that in a little while. Okay, so there it is, very simple. Sky and the grass. I think I need a little less grass, so I'm just going to adjust this and move it down. Right, now for clouds. Clouds are a little bit tricky. If you search on clip art in Publisher and search for auto shapes, you'll find a cloud right there that you can use. As long as you adjust it, you can take off the shadow effect, you can take off the outline, and you can fill it simply in white, and that's okay. But that's the only shape you've got for your cloud then. So I'm going to show you how to make a cloud today, and I'm going to show you using just a few elements. We're going to be using a circle, we're going to be using a rounded rectangle, and we're going to go down to flowchart, and we're going to use this thing which is called delay, which is just like a semicircle but not quite. Right? And all we're going to do is we're going to create our cloud today using these three shapes. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one here quite long and thin for the base of my cloud, like this, and then I want it more rounded, so I'm going to go to the yellow dot here, which you can use to alter the curve, and I'm going to make it as curved as I can possibly get it, like that. Then I'm going to fill it with white and get rid of the outline, and that's the basis then for my first bit of my cloud. I'm going to do the same here with the circle, get rid of the outline, fill it in white, and with the delay shape here. And I'm just going to use a selection of these to get the shape of cloud I want. I've chosen this because sometimes you don't want that curved edge to your cloud, you want it to look a bit more stylized and have an edge. I'm going to adjust this with the down arrow cursor so it's in line, and that's the sort of effect I'm wanting, so it's got that pointed end and a flat bottom rather than having this curved shape. But If you prefer to have a curved shape on the bottom of your cloud, that's fine. You just adjust your circles here and make it the way you want it to look. Okay, I want it to have that flat bottom. Really, I didn't have to use the delay shape for this, but I prefer the delay shape as it gives me more control than drawing freehand. Anyway, there we are. The cloud is starting. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy and paste this circle a few more times, and just by altering the shape and size of the circle and adjusting it on my cloud, I'm going to build up the way I want my cloud to look, whether I want it to have big bits, little bits, whatever. It's up to you, and it's quite nice to sort of just try out different things. So it's just a case of adjusting and finding what you like. I'm quite happy with that. It's a little bit boring, but it's okay for what I want to do with it. Now, if we go back to the original picture we were looking at, you'll see that the clouds are repeated. They've got like a different effect on them. This is quite easy to do. Press Control on your keyboard and click on all the individual elements of your cloud. While doing that, I can see that that isn't quite adjusted right. I can see a blue dot there, so I'll just adjust it. There we are. So clicking on all the individual bits of the cloud, and I'm just going to group them. Then I'm going to right click and copy, and right click and paste, and I've got an exact duplicate of the cloud. Now what I can do now is I can fill this with a different colour blue, like that, to do the doubled up effect. And if I want the blue behind the white, I just click here to send it back, and I can adjust it quite easily until I've got the look I want. These little pink lines come up in Publisher, which really help getting things lined up properly. So that's one done. Now, instead of having to start again from scratch, I'm going to copy the complete cloud and paste it, but I don't want two clouds identical, so I'm going to ungroup it and just use the same shapes as a basis for my next cloud. And move them around a bit, change the size of it, change the shape of it, just do whatever I want to make it look a little bit different. Okay, take bits out, move them to the side, adjust them around, quite like that. Would like that a little bit smaller. There we go. I've got another cloud. So again, press Control, highlight all the individual bits and group. Oop, highlighted something else by mistake there, look. So I'm going to unclick that. Now I want to group. There we go. Copy, paste, fill it with colour. Oops, I'm not really concentrating here. Highlight it and then fill it with colour, and then do the same adjustment as you did in the first place, using the pink lines to guide you, and send it backward so it's behind the white. Okay, very, very simple. I'm not going to worry about this bit here, and I'll tell you why. Because when I group this and save it as a picture at the end, I can always use photo editing to crop that to give it a clean edge. Now I'm going to make some bushes similar to the ones that we see in this picture. Very simple again. Press paste. I've got that cloud shape that I used before. Ungroup it so that you've got all the same elements, but you're moving them around. Separate them out a bit. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to maybe make it quite exaggerated and large on this one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to move this one around, adjust it. I'm just playing here. You can take more time over this than I'm taking, but I'm sure the finished effect will be something that you're happy with. So here's my bush. I think I might just extend that slightly. Again, Control on the keyboard, highlight the individual pieces and group them, and then go back to the drawing tools and choose a colour for your shape fill. You can choose one of the colours that's already there. You can go to more fill colours and try out different styles of green. I'm going to make this one quite dark, I think. So press OK, and then I want it to be go and sent backward because I want it behind the line, just like that. Now I'm going to be a bit lazy and I'm just going to copy and paste this one a few different times and put it in there in different colours of green. I can change the way it looks by adjusting where it goes on the level of the grass. So again, back to the drawing tools, make sure the whole thing is highlighted, go to shape fill, go to my colours, choose one that I like. If I'm not happy I can always customise it, and then highlight it and send it backward so it's behind the line. Now ideally you'd want this to be looking a bit different. What you could always do is flip it so it's slightly different to save you having to draw the whole thing again. I'm going to do the same thing down here. If we go back to our original picture, you can see there are little bushes down here at the bottom. They look quite nice. I'm going to use this shape down at the bottom here. Yeah, it's going off the end of the page, but as I said earlier, that's not a bother. I'm going to make more effort here to change it around a bit, so I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to maybe make it slightly different, make it a little bit more of a feature by making some elements bigger. Some elements a bit smaller. Play around with it until it's what you want, and then Control, click on the individual bits and group and choose your colour for the fill. Now I can see there I've grouped that with the grass, so I want to ungroup it. It's the second time I've done that. I'm not concentrating today. Now I want to group it, and then I'm going to fill that with the colour of my choice. If I choose the colour that's at the bottom of my fill effect, it sort of fades in. If I choose the lighter colour, that looks quite effective. So I'm going to choose that lighter colour first, and I think I might then copy and paste that slightly behind. I'm going to choose a different fill colour this time again. Maybe that one there. Send it backward so it's behind my original bush. Maybe if I want to I could pull that down so it's a bit like the clouds, but I think probably looks okay like that. And then again, as I did earlier, to make it look a little bit different, I'm just going to flip it horizontally so you get a different effect with it. And I could carry on and add more bushes to this side. So there you have it. When you're finished, and I'm going to say for now that this is finished, just press Ctrl and A to highlight all the pieces, group them all together, and then you've got the option here to right click and save it as a picture. Choose the folder you're going to save it in, give it a name, and then when you want to you can open it up in a photo editing package and just crop those bits off, okay? Or if you're really feeling lazy, you can get rid of it. You can go to insert picture and find it again in the folder you saved it in, and you can use the crop tool on Publisher to crop it, and then right click and save that as a picture, over the top of your original file, just like this. So there we have it, a very easy background in a vector style. I'll be posting some more of these later on over the next few days. I hope you enjoyed it.